Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's Michelle and today we are going to talk about the pros and cons of the computer-based IELTS exam. So just recently, IELTS, British Council and IDP are now offering the computer-based IELTS exam. And I will be sharing it to you on how and what are the pros and cons of this type of exam on IELTS. So let's begin with the pros or the advantages of computer-based IELTS exam. First is it has a word counter. So especially in the writing section, there is a word counter where you can type anything you like, and there's a word counter just like the normal Microsoft Word document. Like there's a counter in the bottom section, and also you can also use the space in the bottom in the screen provided to write your answers. You can also use that screen to brainstorm any ideas that you wanted to put in your paragraph, or you can also copy and paste the ideas that you have written down on that blank space. It's usually in the right corner, so you can type your ideas in there and then just copy and paste it to the top where you are writing your essay, and then just don't forget to delete it after the ones they have written on it, or else it's gonna be counted as part of your essay. But just remember to delete it if you are doing some brainstorming in there in that section, because you can actually brainstorm ideas. Instead of, you will be given a paper and a pen anyway to write your notes, but if you decided to write your brainstorming ideas in the bottom section of the blank space, then it's up to you. Either you use the paper or the blank space, but that's as I was saying, don't forget to delete it after you finish your paragraph. Now the next one is less students taking the test. So I did take the traditional test on British Council in Melbourne, and there's like 300 students in that time that's taking the test, and we have to fall in line for a very long time. We have to fall in line, we have to scan the documents, and you will be sitting in the room. Yeah, there's a lot of students, but in the computer-based IELTS, 20 students taking the test and some didn't turn up, so 5 different yeah, like around 18. The maximum student that's taking the test that time is 20, but the room only caters 20 students at a time. So but less crowded, is more organized. As soon as you get there, it's in a very nice building. You have to go to the 7th floor, the IDP building. You have to go to the 7th floor, you go put your bags in, and it's very organized. You just have to show your passport and you wait in this waiting area. There's like 20 people or like 15 people in there waiting, and then they will call you one by one and put you in the alphabetical order. There's only 2 invigilators in there that will be keeping an eye on the students in the whole room. They will just stand there in the corner, and if you have any questions, you can raise your hand. So it's really organized, the computer-based IELTS exam. And the speaking section on that also is it's either in the same day, or you can do it on the next day, or whatever time suits you. So you can choose, and it's also very organized. It's the same as traditional IELTS exam, where you have to have a face-to-face interview with the interviewer or the examiner. So it's in a private room. It's very close. You cannot hear the outside noise or any distraction. So it's in a private room. It's in a cubicle where the examiner is there and you're in the front of the examiner. The next advantage of computer-based IELTS is they release the results faster. So I have taken my test, and I think 3 days after I got my results. So they email it to me, and then they will also send a hard copy of the results. So 3 days you can access your result, and then the hard copy will be sent to you a bit longer than that, but you will know the result as soon as they email it to you. Now the next advantage is that the format are the same as the paper-based, so it's not gonna be new to you because the listening is the same. The only difference is that you have to type your answer instead of writing. So the format's the same, the audio, the sequence are the same, the passages in the reading section are the same length, the same time, the same format of questions as with the traditional exam, the same. So it's not like new to you if you've practiced already or if you've taken already the paper-based IELTS exam. Next advantage would be if you have a good typing skills. But if you really want to try, you can. It doesn't matter if you don't have a very fast or excellent typing skills, because the time example in listening, if you listen to the audio and you type at the same time, you can concentrate more it's up to you, whatever suits you. But if you want to type while listening, you can do that. It doesn't matter if your spellings are wrong, because you can check your spelling as long as you know the word. You can check your spelling after each section of the listening test. Like, I think there's from 1 to 15, that's first section, I think. And then after that, you have 2 minutes to check your answers. So that's the time you will be correcting your spellings, the 2 minutes allocated at the end of the section. So after that, and then the next one would be if you want to write at the same time while listening, you can also do that, but it will take you time to type your answer after the audio has finished. But it is a little bit advantageous because you can concentrate on listening instead of typing. So you can either write your answer fast and then listen, concentrate as you listen, and then write, and then later you can transfer your answer. But the only thing is that you only have 2 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes to transfer your answer, not like the paper-based, which is 10 minutes to transfer all your answers. Now next one is that you can copy and paste. So only in the writing section where you can write something in the bottom, like the brainstorming, as I mentioned before, you can type your ideas and then you can copy that and paste on your paragraph. So you can delete, copy, and paste. So it's the editing is very easy compared to the traditional IELTS or the paper-based IELTS. The editing is very easy. You don't have to rub, you don't have to write again. Just copy and paste, delete, backspace, whatever you want to do, like the normal Microsoft Word. So next one, so this is based on my experience. So before the audio starts, you will have plenty of time to relax, take a deep breath, concentrate and focus, because it's up to you to press that start button, because some students will be still setting up their login details, and the invigilator will have a look at them one by one. So if you are ready, don't press that start button yet. Take a deep breath, relax, and just focus your mind. You can press the start button whenever you're ready, and the time the invigilator finish checking all the other students, then you are ready once she will say it's time to press start. So you have plenty of time to deep breath and relax. Now let's proceed to the disadvantages or the cons. So if you're not used to looking at the computer screen for a long time, it might not be the good test for you, because you will be looking at the computer screen for like 3 hours for the whole 3 sections: listening, writing, and reading. Especially in reading, you have to really use your eyes, strain, and your eyes gonna be really working hard, so it's gonna be causing your eyes a fatigue. Like just make sure you will not get a headache, or you don't have any headache before you start, because it will get worse as soon as you start looking at that screen. Anyway, you can adjust the screen anyway to the lowest brightness if you want before the exam starts, because you have time to change the settings, the font size, the display, the brightness, the volume. you can change everything before the test starts. So make sure you've done all that before you press the start button, or else you're gonna end up with a headache. And make sure you are try your best to take a good sleep or a very good night's sleep, because it really helps a lot in concentrating, especially if you're looking at the screen for a very long time. Another disadvantage is that the keyboard typing of other students is a little bit distracting compared to the traditional exam, because as soon as they start typing, like, because they're using this normal keyboard where everyone's gonna be typing really loud and fast, and you can really hear the typing, everyone's typing, and you got a headset on anyway, used for listening, but you can use that headset during the writing section so that you will not be distracted. But still, the headset might block the noise a bit, but still you can still hear the keyboard noises or the clicking of the keyboard noises of the other students. So that's number 2 disadvantage. The next one is that you only have less time to check your answers, because in the traditional exam you have 10 minutes to transfer all your answers in the answer sheet. In reading, you will also have time to check your answers at the end of the section. So you will have 60 minutes all up for reading section, and you have time to check your answers. But overall, you don't have the 10 minutes to transfer your answer, because you don't have any sheets to transfer your answer. It's all in the computer. Yeah, less time to transfer answers. That's just one of the disadvantages. Next one is that some people are not comfortable using the keyboard or using the computer for typing. Some are very good at typing. Some are a bit slow with typing, but you can try, because the typing is it might be an advantage, but if you will try, it won't guarantee that you will pass. But if you have time, you can just try your best, and if you have the knowledge, you practice, you might succeed. So some people who are very good in typing might get lucky, because you have plenty time then to recheck your answers if you type quicker. So you have plenty time to look back and edit some, especially in writing. The last but not the least disadvantage would be there's not much practice materials to practice the computer-based exam. There might be some websites that you can practice, but not as many as the traditional IELTS paper-based exam. You can practice your typing skills at the same time while using the traditional questions either in any websites, and then you just type in a word your answers, or by practicing that, it will enhance a little bit. But that's it. The downside of that is that you cannot find any, because it's just new, just recently offered. So there's not much practice resources where you can practice really the whole test, not like the paper-based where you can listen and then you can write your answers at the same time. In there you can practice, but while listening you can practice. Instead of writing, you can type it in a Word or a document. You can practice typing there, but not as many as the paper-based. So it's up to you to decide which one suits you better, the computer-based IELTS or the paper-based IELTS. I have mentioned the advantage and the disadvantages based on my experience. For me personally, I would prefer the computer-based, because I cannot say I am a very good typer, but I'm in the middle, like a moderate typer, because not as fast, but I can manage to type in a moderate pace. But in writing section, you will have plenty of time to think and review your answers, because the time you use for writing compared to typing, you will spend more time reviewing, because while typing, you can go back and look and edit, so you will have plenty of time for the writing section. So I cannot guarantee you, or I cannot tell you which one is easier, because the type of questions are the same. The only difference is that you have to type your answers and less time, and you don't have to transfer your answers to the answer sheet, but instead you have less time to check your answers. So I hope you learned something from this video, and if you have any questions, just leave a comment down below. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. I would really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And check out my other IELTS computer-based videos, because that are all based from my experience. And I will see you again on my next video. And bye for now.